Hello and welcome to this extra value session that we've grouped together to create and deliver for you based on what's going on in the world right now. Now, obviously, as we're coming to you live, we have coronavirus going on right now. And when you watch this in future, because I'm sure we will put this session up into the online learning center, because what we've got to share with you is so valuable that actually you could dip into these strategies at any time that you're ever feeling like you've got some kind of financial crisis or something going on around money. And we want to be the team really that surround you with support and make sure that you are resilient, robust, and ready to continue growing your business, no matter what is going on for you at the time. So welcome to those of you that are joining us live. We've got some amazing experts that I've lined up. This has been created so fast, right? You know, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be focusing on how do you create a product? Well, this effectively is a product that has been created in the last three and a half hours for you, based around an incredible need to solve a problem that's happening right now. So we are literally the proof that something can be created and delivered very quickly. So what I really want to bring to you, and the reason why I wanted to come to you live today, and do click on the link within the StreamYard description so that we can see who's joining us today. It'd be great to see who's actually in the room with us today. And as I bring the experts on, you're going to see them come onto the screen until you see a full panel. We're all going to be on the screen at some point to be here with you live. Nikki, hello, hi Jean, and hello to those of you that are joining. I can see the numbers are going up as we're talking. So the reason why I wanted to bring this live to you, and I'm just going to share my screen for a moment, because we have just some excellent talent that is all grouped together today to be here with you, is because I'm seeing a lot of anxiety and stress around money. I'm seeing some massive reactionary mistakes that are going to cause they're not going to be positive ripples, let's put it that way. You know, this isn't just something that we're experiencing now in the world. If you remember me talking about my story, if you heard me share my story before, when I was in that consultant's room being told that I was like that close to having a heart attack, the sentence that doctor, I'd had 3 warnings before that, bearing in mind the 4th time I was in hospital with severe chest pains. They thought I was having a heart attack. I'd already been in hospital 3 times and had 3 warnings, and I still didn't listen. But on that 4th time, when I was in that hospital, in that consultant's office, and the consultant really said to me, Miss Blundell, you've got to change what you're doing. I cannot guarantee the results of what you're doing to your body are going to be reversible. If I see you in this room even one more time, you have to change what you're doing. And that wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. What he said to me next was the thing that made the difference. And I want you to really take this sentence and make this a key part of your life. When you're making a decision, I want you to think about this sentence that he said to me, because it was this, after all those times of me being in hospital, it was this that made the difference. He said, Sammy, well, he actually said to me, Miss Blundell at the time, because we weren't formally on first name terms. He said, Miss Blundell, you are free to make your own choices, but you are not free of the consequences of those choices. You're free to make your choices, but you're not free of the consequences of those choices. So I really want you to think about the choices that you're making around money right now, because the choices you're making, they're going to be around with you for a long time. The decisions that you're making and the decisions that you make when you're in a stressed state, when there's anxiety, when there's other things kind of snooping around, it's going to cause issues for you long term, and not only for you, for your entire industry. So I reached out to these 5 other amazing thought leaders this morning, because each of them have a skill, and they've pivoted and they've done the most amazing stuff. The reason I've reached out to these specifically is because of how I've watched them really react and respond to what's going on in the world right now. And through this session, this next hour, what I really want you to take away from this time that we're going to spend together is that you can make maybe better choices than you have made in the past. And if you were to make different choices, how could you look at them in a different way to the way that you're maybe approaching them right now? And I know that in the Brand Builders Club, you are absolute experts in what you do. You deserve to be out there making that difference and making that change. And you've built a tribe. You've built a tribe. You've started to build a tribe. Even if you're at the beginning of your journey, you've started building tribe and people are watching you. And if you are training others to be where you are, then we have a big responsibility right now, because the actions that we take are actions that other people are modeling. So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and just see who else we've got has shown up. It's great to see you. Michelle, hello, good afternoon. Coming to us live from Malaysia. It must be quite late for you there. And the fourth time's a charm, fabulous. Yeah, you're free to make your choices, but you're not free of the consequences of those choices. And thank you for transcribing that for me. I'm going to get that up on screen. So, you know, one of the reasons or one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to bring everyone together was because I've seen some really bad decisions being made. And one of those bad decisions is to pause. I've seen other members who have memberships pausing the payments on those memberships till September. And that, you know, when I saw that that was happening, I had an immediate, like, physical response to that. More so, and I'll tell you why. More so, there's a few reasons. The first reason is, by doing that, what you're actually doing none of your customers a favor. You might think at the time, oh, I know, I'll halve the price of my membership, or I'll make my membership free, or I'll tell people that they don't have to pay until September, like the electricity companies. You know, there's bigger companies that are doing that. Well, with electricity, gas, things like that, you know, they are things, if they've offered that, then absolutely take it. But here's what happens when you do that to your business, and how that negatively impacts your entire industry, not just you and your business, right? So what's going to happen is all of those members, they'll think, oh, phew, I've got 3 months. You're not doing them any favors, because now they're going to take 3 months to achieve what they could have achieved in a couple of weeks if you said, actually, no, the membership fees stay the same, because we're providing more support now than less support. We're stepping up. We're supporting you in bigger ways than we have before. We've found inventive ways to be able to step up and do that for you. And that's what I'm seeing a lot of people are doing. Even these people that have halved their membership or cut their membership till September, I was like, shit, right? You know, that's not only is that you know, it's giving, yes, it gives a temporary sense of relief, but what it also does is it means that other people haven't got the fire in their belly to want to make it work. If you don't give them an option, they've got to make it fucking work. And they're going to use your resources more. They're going to take more notice of that. Remember, there's a key statement that I've said many, many times. And I stand by that 1,000,000% behind this statement. When people don't pay, they don't pay attention. If you give them a payment break, you are not doing them a favor by doing that. Just letting you know that you are not doing them a favor. What you're also doing is suggesting you were overcharging in the first place. So do not cut on your prices. Increase your support by all means, but don't do that. What you're also doing by cutting prices, halving your membership, giving them, you know, months off, right? What that's also doing is that's setting a standard for everyone in your industry to follow that. So guess what's going to happen? It's going to cut the value of your entire industry. So if you're in training, if you're in speaking, if you're in any kind of educational role, it's going to cut the value of everyone else in your industry, because you making that decision is going to set that as a brand standard across every industry. And anybody that you want to pitch to for business in future, because you set that tone, you're going to be on the receiving end of that tone with everybody else. What it also does is it creates a chain effect. If you stop paying for, or if people stop paying you for your membership, you can't pay for the other things that you're invested in. So the support's going to stop for you. And it creates a really bad ripple effect. I would just encourage you, yes, this is a time to take stock. Are there things that you're paying for that you don't need? Are you, have you been meaning to cut something for a while? If so, do that, but don't make a decision in a fear-based state around what you're going to keep and what you're going to lose, because you in a time like this, you need to increase the amount of support that you have around you, not get rid of that support. And if you stop paying for that support, you're not going to receive the support. So I just want to really pre-frame that for today's session before we go into the experts that I'm bringing on for you, because I really just, I love you so much. I have so much love in my heart for you watching this right now. You're part of my family. You're in my nest. I really fucking protect the people in my nest. And I care greatly about your business flourishing through this, not using Corona, which is the subject at this time, not using it to build your business. That's icky. That's not good. But flourishing through adversity, flourishing through a massive period of change, being the light when everything is dark, right, around you and around your customers. Be that guiding light. Charge what you're worth. Keep your value. Maintain your value at all costs. Never go below what you believe you are worth. And even that's going to be low. I'm guaranteeing you now. Even that's going to be low. What you think you're worth and what you provide is going to be microscopic in comparison to the changes and the transformations you make in the lives of your customers. So based on us going into this with this kind of energy, making sure you've got a strong, robust, resilient, relentless business that continues to deliver value on a global scale, because Brand Builders Club is all about global. Remember, the decisions you make, they're not just affecting people locally, they're affecting people on a global level. And based on that, I really just implore you that if you do cut your prices, if you do any of those things, then you're in for a whole world of trouble and a whole world of pain. And it's going to be very difficult for you to bounce back from that. Michelle, people forget that you exist, so you never get them back. That's absolutely spot on. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Lubna. And you'll get to a level where people start to compare based on price instead of value and transformation. Absolutely. So let's talk about that value and transformation. Let's get you through this process, whatever it is that you're going through, way beyond Corona, way beyond anything like that. Shit happens, right? Shit is always going to happen as you're growing your business. But how do you get through that stronger than you ever have been before? Let's take you into your first session. Your first transformational speaker for today is the amazing Gosia Gorna. Gosia, I'm going to welcome you to the screen right now. Let's get your fame name up on the screen, because it's a beautiful time to get all of your fame names up here as well. You have the Expansion Accelerator with you right now. Gosia, thank you for joining us so quickly when we put this together today.
Thank you for putting it up, putting it on, and some very well said. Everything you've just said right now, I couldn't have said it better.
Thank you, darling. So Gosia, I mean, you work with fear all the time. So it's like, Gosia is the immediate obvious person to bring as a gift to the brand builders. Gosia, let's talk about fear, because ultimately this isn't just about fear. This is about creating a whole new world. Like, we're going to walk out into a whole new world when we come through this, but we get to be the creators of that world, don't we? So what are your thoughts around that?
Well, I feel very excited about what I'm seeing. It's unfolding in the world, because what is happening right now is giving us this absolute opportunity to either shrink and play small like we did before, some of us, okay, and to undervalue ourselves and to, no, I'm not good enough, other people are more interesting, other people are the experts, I'm not the expert. We have the choice to do that, and even in the fear, shrink even more, or to use this situation to actually stand up, be counted, and be the leader, support people more than ever before, okay, and use the fear to basically propel you forward to deliver your greatest value with more dedication, more love, more confidence than ever before. And Sami, my book is all about using the biggest fear that you have and turning it into the biggest success. Or what a great opportunity we actually have right now to take the fear of going into bankruptcy, of not being able to feed the family, of possibly even dying, actually. Really.
That's actually a very real fear right now.
Well, absolutely.
Around us.
Yeah, I do hear about people who I know personally who are currently on the ventilator in hospital.
Yeah.
And you know, so the fear is very real. But our job as leaders in the industry, as the light bringers, is to actually use this to expand. Okay. And so what if you're not going to die, but you're going to expand and become more impactful than ever before? What if you're not going to get bankrupt, but you're actually going to go to a place of giving people so much value that you could actually, in the next few months, make more money than ever before? Okay? So what I'm noticing that people who are actually in the field of making a difference, they are stepping up and making a huge difference, right? Bigger than before, because they are forced. I'm actually one of them, okay? I am forced now. I cannot just sit in bed till 12 o'clock at night, you know, in the morning and sort of read novels. I'm constantly called to step up and give the value more than ever before. And the greater the value, the greater the money that flows, right? And so what I've created, my last live, I do lives every week on Wednesdays, and the last live they have done has created a lot of movement in the ether. And I have asked, guys, how can we create a new world? So I specifically created steps, okay, for people to follow, and they're finding it very easy to follow because people like structures, right? So it's basically 3 times a day, you engage with building the new world for yourself, for the people you love, the people around you, and for the country and for the planet. Okay? So we're going, I know we're going to do it later at the end of the whole amazing.
We've got a beautiful meditation to take us all into the place that we need to be.
But just to prepare people for this, because as I'm speaking, I would love you to jot a few things down. You need to be prepared for this meditation in some ways. The first thing is, if you have some fears, okay, and also if you have things that you don't like anymore about your life, things that have been irritating you before, this is a beautiful moment to put on a piece of paper everything you would like to see different, everything that you would like to see changed, and specifically how. So the elimination list needs to be turned into intention list, okay? And where you are precisely scared, go to the other side of fear and ask yourself, what would I love to see there instead? So instead of losing £20,000 a month, how about if you could make £50,000 a month, okay?
Yeah.
And write it down as an intention. Write all the intention for yourself. At the end of this challenging time, the end of May, the end of June, where would you like to be with your business? Where would you like to be with your health? How would you like to feel? Clearly write it down, but go beyond what you would normally think is possible, because nowadays we can actually make a lot more happen because there's so much happening. Everything is being propelled forward, right? So think big, okay? Then make a list of things you would wish for your family, for your friends, for your clients. Put yourself in the shoes of your clients and see what they need. What do you intend for them? What do you want for them? What value would you like to make in the next few months? By the end of June, what difference would you like to make? Okay, so write it all down, even as I'm speaking. And I, for instance, for some of you that have seen all the movements on Facebook, I have created with one podcast in less than a week, which normally takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, right? We've done it. Fucking hell, we've done it. Yes, and I've learned more. It wasn't an easy. My brain is actually still, spinning around. But I really intend to interview guys. Now I'm saying this. Anybody who's listening to it, if you turned biggest challenge, biggest fear into success, I want to interview you on the podcast and take you to the millions. Okay.
Brilliant. I'm up for that.
So absolutely, you're on the list number 2, because I've already done number 1. Yes. So then, my darlings, when you think about all the list that you have made for yourself, for your family, for your business, for your clients, I want you to add there, what do you intend for this country, and what do you intend for this planet? So put clean water, clean air, clean food, no G5, whatever you want to put on there. See this, visualize it, put it down on the piece of paper. Okay. So if you have that to deal with, not to deal with, but to create, this is the world you're going to be creating. I encourage you to create it 3 times a day, to give it attention. You know, like on Sunday, 3:45, there's this huge meditation that many of you know, that more than 1 million meditators are going to utilize the planetary.
This coming Sunday.
This coming Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, I will maybe send you the link so you can post it in the brand.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, 3:45 in the morning, millions of people around the world are going to hold the vision for this, for the planet.
Oh wow, that's amazing. I mean, that is gonna vibrate the planet at a frequency that, like, I don't know we'd ever experienced that before.
Well, there we go. And then when you think there's some pulled energy opening, like some gateway of energy opening, and if everybody holds the vision of where we want to go, it will shift this planet enormously. But I want to encourage people to do it 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening, specifically throughout the next few months. So then we do not catch the virus of fear, okay? Yeah. Because it's so easy to catch the virus by the, every time you switch the Facebook on or WhatsApp, you can catch it, because there's so many videos right now going, and you can catch it, the fear. I mean, I caught it 2 times.
You can catch it without even going outside.
Yeah, well, that's right. But specifically unplug from the social media as much as you can. And actually, I thought about it this morning. How long do you need to unplug from social media every day to reconnect yourself from peace, serenity, and love? Sometimes for me, that needs to be the whole day. Okay. Sometimes it needs to be 3-4 hours that I need to be in my own space, meditative. And so I know that I'm talking a lot, but I just want to say this, guys. If you know what you want, and you take responsibility for creating the world that you want, and you give it attention now, not just once in the morning when you meditate, but 3 times a day.
Yeah.
The ball of energy is going to go so vast, so powerful, that it will be impossible for you not to succeed. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Thank you, Gosia. That's amazing. And we're just about to get Kerry onto the screen in a moment. But there's been a few people that have asked about your book. So could you make sure that you grab a link or something like that, and could you post it in the group so that people know how they can click on the link and get that from you?
I will do that with pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you, darling. And so we're going to hear back from Gosia towards the end of this call, because she's going to hold a meditation for us, which is beautiful. Thank you so much for being that light for us today. And next we are going to get the amazing, the one and only employee escape artist, Miss Kerry Bartley, to the stage, the virtual stage. Hey, Kerry.
Hi. Oh, my water bottle. There we go. Move that.
Hello, darling. Well, thank you again. We've really pulled everything together, pulled out all the stops this morning to make sure we could do this today. Kerry, the reason why I really wanted you to be part of this amazing conscious creation that we're building right now is because you are the example of the setting a vision and going and doing it. And you said, I really want to support brand builders to take the right actions and get shit done in the right way. And I've seen you take so much action. What would you say to other brand builders all around the world about how to achieve what they really want?
Okay, so dear brand builders, there's only 2 things that you can control in the situation that we're in. Now, one of those things that you're thinking. You have full control over that. The next thing you have full control over is your time. So those are the two things that you absolutely have to utilize wisely. Okay. Now, I understand that beating of your heart. You don't know where the next penny's coming from. You're probably feeling sick and spending so much time worrying about the future and all what you think is going to happen, and also worrying about the past, that you're not actually living in the present at all. But you see, that's why it's a gift, isn't it? So here's the thing. If you get control over your thinking, it means you can then have control over your time, which is why the thinking comes first. So here's the thing. There's a book by Suzanne Jeffers, and it talks about feel the fear and do it anyway. It's an amazing book, and I'd recommend that you all read it if you haven't done. But the one thing I realized was that your life is in direct relation to the amount of uncertainty you can handle. So you've got to be able to manage that level of uncertainty, and you do that with your thinking. Okay. Now, if I look at what's happened to me with this whole corona, that it's a C word, it's a dirty word for me. I don't even like using it. But actually, I lost my Uncle Viv. So I was absolutely, I'm still heartbroken about it. And plus on that day, we lost 4 other people, not close, but just 4 links of people. And you can get so caught up in, the death toll and what's going on, that you just want to then go, shit, and start worrying and start panicking. And you really have to use your thinking to be able to take yourself out of that. Okay. But that's not the reason why I wanted to talk to you today. It was also because although all this is going on, you've got to realize that now is the time to get your best stuff done. Don't wait until the end of this virus to then start, because then you're going to be months behind the people who have already been doing it now. Now, here's an example of what happened with me. Gayle's magnificent. I love her sprints. This is the first sprint I've actually done in the space of a year and a bit. This is my first sprint, right?
Because you committed to taking your upping your game from 20%.
I did 20%. I did okay. Now I need to do at least 50%. Right? I agreed to that. So Gayle did this. Gayle did this sprint, and it was absolutely amazing. I just can't believe how much I've grown in this sprint. And actually, I have a newfound respect and love for all the people that I work with. I really realised that in this group, you don't need anything else. I spent £5,000 on sales training. I spent £3,000 here. Everything you need is in the group. Everything. And if you control your thinking, you'll reach out to the right people. If you don't know how to do that, you know what? Message Sammy. She must know the right person. Say, I want to do this. Who do I need to speak to? Who do I need to contact? Can you connect me with so-and-so? Use it. Because while you're allowing all this fear to run about you, you're not able to think straight. And then you're denying yourself the very best of the fact that you've put into this membership. Why on earth would you freeze it and then wait to follow the crowd and get what everybody else gets, which isn't a hell of a lot right now?
Very true.
So while I'm not here to tell people off, you've got to think. Shakespeare wrote King Lear during the plague, I think it was. Lots of great things happen. You just have to choose to make that great thing happen to you. And if you don't know, private message me and I will tell you. If you don't want a wedge up your backside, then you know what? Don't call me. But if you want to move, call me. Simple as. So going back to feeling the fear and doing it anyway, I turned up. I did as much of Gayle's sprint as I could, went over some of the videos, but I didn't go through everything. And then I showed up and I thought, shit, I haven't done anything. I thought, my goodness, I've missed 2 days. I haven't done the work. What am I going to do? I showed up anyway. And I thought, well, you know what? I'll show up to help other people. I'll get maybe just one thing that might change the course of my thinking and change the course of my business. And here's what happened. They were talking about these statements. I thought, oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? And as I was hearing what everybody else was saying, it helped me to somehow just come together and find the words that would be right for me. So here's what happened. I am a strong, loving, and inspirational leader who guides employees safely to take that step, to take that leap into their own business. So I'm now clear on what I do. I am the employment escape artist. I live it, I breathe it. That is me. And I'm happy with that. And if you don't like it, you're not my friend. What you think of me is none of my business. And you know what? There is money there. People choose what they spend their money on.
Yeah.
And if they choose to spend it on you because you know who you are, you're showing up, you're branded, and your branding is right, they will find you first. So feel the fear, do it anyway. And that's it. Just choose.
Very powerful, Kerry. Thank you so much for sharing. You know, you're such a leading light for so many. And think of all those people right now who are not going to go back to a job. There's no more necessary time than for you to get your brand out there, and watching you flourish has been amazing. I think it was on Wednesday's Wisdom Wednesday call that you said, I've been giving this 20%. You know, I went from, I think you went from £1,500 a month to 2,000, as in your job. So
Yeah.
you were taking about £300 home, I think you said. By the time you'd had your £1,500, all your bills and everything had cut out, you had about
There was nothing left.
Yeah.
It was always hand to mouth, hand to mouth, hand to mouth. Oh, I can't have this or I can't have that because of this. Oh, I hope my card goes through. I hope it doesn't get declined.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that nonsense. No. And you know what you said to me? Do you remember what you said to me?
I don't know.
You never
I don't know. There's so many things.
I said, Sammy, I'm scared. I don't know what's going to go on here.
I remember that.
And this is after the meeting. He said, it's okay, Kerry. The brand builders here will be your safety net. And I believed you. And now I'm in a different situation where, you know, my grandmother's sick. I can afford to go, but I can't get to go.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. It's about the community. And it's about helping each other through this. And you have everything you need inside of this circle, inside of this network to get through. Now, sadly, not everybody's going to get through. But if you choose to get through with the brand builders, you can.
Thank you, Kerry. Thank you. And I love the fact that, like, you literally, I mean, and I didn't know this until you shared this. I think it was on your interview last month when you said, you know, that £300 that I had left at the end of the month, I put it into this. And I was like, wow, right? Because you literally only had that money. You put it into this, you grew yourself. And within, I think it was about 4 or 5 months, you were then almost close to bringing 10 grand a month in, sacking the job and being the very best description and the very best leading light in being that person that's just, you know, going to take it, shove the job where the sun doesn't shine, and be that employee escape artist. You're a great, great advocate for that, Kerry, and it's been such an honor and a pleasure watching you grow.
Thank you.
And like, you've followed only 20% of the stuff that we've said, and you haven't even been to a sprint until this week, and look what you've achieved. So I can't wait to see you. It's brilliant. But the thing is, you're doing the things that are right for you, right? The things that are right for you.
Yeah.
And just follow that path. Brilliant, Kerry. Thank you so much. I am now going to bring to you a man who's so dear to my heart. We've been having lots of conversations over the last week. I think he only joined the Brand Builders Club about 5 days ago, and already, like, you know, so much progress has been made. He's an amazing champion for change, and a very dear friend of mine who is backstage right now with something funky going on. So I'm going to welcome the amazing Pete Cohen, the inspirator, to the stage. Welcome, Pete. What's going down?
Hello, how are you doing?
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
I bet you're wondering what I'm doing.
Maybe just a little bit.
I'm looking in the future in 3D, and I can see what's going to happen in 365 days. Yeah, I don't know whether anyone's ever seen one of these before, but when I was a kid, I used to love these, because when you look at these, you see these this here, and you see things in 3D, and I can see my future, and I can see that it's going to be amazing. I can actually see that. I don't know when anyone else can see the future, but I believe that the future is going to be better than where we are right now, and that's what hope is. You know, there's actually a science of hope, and all it means is that you believe that the future is better than where you are. That doesn't mean you don't enjoy where you are, but and there's never been a more important time for us to be hopeful, because if you're not hopeful, you're going to be the opposite, which is you're going to be hopeless. So I know it's very easy for some people to say, look, we should all be positive about where we are right now. But as you know, as Kerry was saying, it's ultimately we have a choice right now. We really have a choice over how we think, which affects how we feel. And I believe that this whole scenario is going to be the making of a lot of people. It's definitely going to be the making of me. I've been looking for a disaster. I just didn't realize that this was going to be it. I was looking for something really, really difficult. And I know that, again, sounds like a cliche, but the last time something like this happened, which was 9 years ago, my life changed like you wouldn't believe, but I just didn't realize at the time. You know, as you know, and as maybe some of your members know, that, you know, 9 years ago, my wife was given 18 months to live, you know, and I didn't know at the time that it was going to be probably the best thing that ever happened, because she's alive and well, and it's a long story, but basically, to cut a long story short, she's alive and well today. But I needed that experience because I learned so much. And I do believe this opportunity will give all of us, especially if we come together. That's why Brand Builders is so amazing, because human beings do not survive on their own. We thrive when we are around other people. And if you can thrive with like-minded people, anything is possible. But it's kind of opening up to the fact that this is going to be tough, probably. You know, but that's where we're made. Human beings are made through, you know, our being born. That wasn't easy. I wouldn't imagine, you know, it wasn't easy. We grow. When we grow, it's painful growth, but all types of growth are challenging. That's where the growth happens. So, you know, I recently joined Brand Builders because I heard you speak and I immediately just connected with you. I'd actually forgotten that we'd met like 12 years ago, and I reached out to you. But I immediately connected to you, your energy, what you want to do. And probably like most people, they've been affected by this. So I have a few businesses, but one of my main businesses is speaking. You know, speaking in companies, had a lot of work in the diary, and it's all still gone. And now I'm looking at it like, okay, well, maybe I'll never speak in an event for a business again. So now what do I need to do? It's like, I think this is such a great time for all of us to reevaluate, reformat, rethink, reshape, redesign, reposition, and move forwards. And I'm definitely going to embrace every single moment of what is going on, because if I don't, I'll look back one day and think, you know what? I coulda, woulda, woulda. I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. And I know that with your help and the support of Brand Builders, you know, nothing's going to stop me from doing what I need to do. And if this hadn't happened, I wouldn't have come to the realization of who I really am and what I'm really here to do. And I now have more clarity because of Brand Builders, because of, you know, I know what I'm here to do, which is I'm building a global revolution of 10 million liberated people who have gone from living life by chance to an extraordinary life that's done by design. But I have to design what's going on first of all. I have to take control. I have to decide what I'm going to do. And the last thing I'll say on this is, you know, as you know, many of you know, I've written 19 books, which is pretty ridiculous because I'm dyslexic. So don't read any of them because they don't make any sense, unless, of course, you're dyslexic. No, all the books I wrote, I'm going to say with dyslexics. No, I definitely didn't do that. I wrote them writers, and this was a book that I wrote many years ago that became an international best-selling book, and it's about fear busting. You know, how fear, as Gosia said, you know, fear is such a fascinating thing, and ultimately you can use it. There's so many things it can teach you so many things, but this was the book I wrote recently, which is called Inspirators. And I think this is all about being inspired. And when you're inspired, all that really means is you're inspired about something that is in front of you. And even though you don't know what's in front of you, you could still be inspired by it. Because if you're not inspired by it, you'll be consumed by something else. And when we talk about, you know, the television and media, I read something recently that was a study that showed that people that experienced, who watched 5 hours of the Boston bombing on television, experienced more post-traumatic stress than the people who were there. So there's so much information, going on. Of course, we need to be careful. If it's for me, I want to immerse myself in things which inspire me. And I think we do have such a unique opportunity to seize what's going on, because people are going to need us and our skills like never before, right? It's obvious. And I'm excited about the future, but I think that the last thing I want to say is, look, I'm here to help, right? If there's anything I can do for any of you, then, you know, just reach out. If you don't ask, you don't get. But this is the era of being inspired, I believe. And this is the era of the co-laboring, right? The collaborating. Napoleon Hill wrote about this in the 1930s, right? Said the era of the go-getter has gone, right? It's gone. It's the go-giver. And it might be 90 years on, but some of us are starting to catch that on. What can I do for you? How can I serve you? Reach out to everyone you know, talk to them, build your network, and things will build on the back of that. So the sun is now shining on me. Hallelujah. Can you see that?
It literally is right on you.
I think the universe is conspiring in some way to help us. I love this idea of this big meditation happening. I didn't hear when that was happening. When?
Oh, hang on. Gosia, you're on mute.
Sunday, 3:45 in the morning.
So I'm definitely going to be on that, because I just know I can feel the hairs on the back of my back, and I've got a lot of hairs on my back. I can feel that we are going to do something. We're going to do something that the world needs. Imagine the world has got a chance to breathe for the first time in a long time, right? It's unbelievable. And I do believe we have an opportunity to connect. And I love every single one of you. I think you guys are amazing. And let's stick together like never before, like glue, you know, because, you know, and let me finish with this, right? The Spartans, you know, there were 300 of them, right? And they were a fighting machine. But I read about this, that if you were a Spartan and you went out to fight and you came back without your shield, if you came back without your sword, they didn't mind. But if you came back without your shield, you were disowned. Your mother would disown you because your shield was a symbol of who you are protecting as you move forwards. And we need to protect each other. And it might be hard, it might be difficult, but it'll be so much easier if we use our shields to protect each other and help each other move forward. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I have got another call.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm busy. You know, I'm so busy right now. I don't think I've ever been busy.
Got cancelled, and then you've become really super busy. I mean, Greg and I had a little session with you this morning. I really advise, you know, jump on a call with Pete. He's amazing. He's got a brilliant, what is it? It's not a questionnaire. It's a,
it's just I like goals, and I like the idea of, I never used to think ahead. I was always driven to move away from my past. You know, that was my machine that moved me forwards. I didn't like where I came from in terms of how I felt about myself. So I was driven to move away from that. I was never thinking of the future. But then with what happened with my wife, my coach at the time, when I called him up when she was in hospital, he asked me, he said, what is Hannah? He said, find people that are still alive with the same brain tumor and find out why. I wouldn't have thought of that. I found people that were still alive, but it was the next thing he said. He said, what is she going to do when she gets better? And I went, but I just told you she's been given 18 months. And he went, so what? People defy the odds all the time. We have all defied the odds right here, right now. Just even being born, we're going to define the odds with what we're going to do. With my goal setting assessment, it's just a great way of looking at how likely people are to achieve their goals. And it takes about 10 or 15 minutes. And if you go to discover.petecohen.com, discover.petecohen.com. On the back of it, if you want to speak to me individually, I'm not going to try and sell you anything. I'll just talk to you about your results. You're all welcome. Just, you know, it's good to talk, right?
It is. And Greg and I did it, and we had our session with Pete this morning. So discover.petecohen.com. It's on the screen right now. Really highly advise you go and do it, and have that 15-minute chat with Pete, because he just makes sense of it all.
Oh, I realize I can't do it on my own. You know, I need help, and that's why I came to Brand Builders. I need help, and I'm not afraid to ask. But then I'm going to get on and do it. You know, got to do the work.
You take a massive action. I mean, like, just literally yesterday, I gave you some advice, and you just went bang, bang, bang. It's already happening. I get a message this morning. All right, so I've done that. What's next? You know, and that's what I want each and every one of you to do. Utilize the power of this resource. Never before has there been a more critical opportunity and a more critical time for you to use what you already have, right? Remember, Kerry, what did Greg say to you about the universe?
He said, if you don't use what you've got, the universe will take it away.
Yeah, and you know, Jesus said the same thing, right? You know, he said, if you don't use what's inside you, if you do use it, it'll be the making of you. If you don't, it will destroy you. Right? I don't know whether he was right. I never met him, but it was pretty wise words, right? And the way I look at it, there was a guy that won the Nobel Prize in 1937, a Hungarian man, and he won it for something called syntropy. And all syntropy means is that every living cell lives for one reason only. It lives to grow and express itself fully. It might not because of what happens in nature. But for us who are still here, that's what we are designed to do, to grow, to learn, and expand. And if you don't choose that, you're doing the opposite. I never used to get that concept, but I do now personally. You're either growing or you're dying, or you're moving forwards into growth, or you're moving back into safety. And what situations like this do for a lot of people is they retreat to what they were already retreating, and they need us to help bring them out, to bring them forwards. I'm sure in probably all of the work that we do, that's what we're growers. You know, that's what we do, right? But the natural state of the garden is decay.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got a garden and you have to do the work to grow your business, to grow your family, to grow your health. It's whether you want to do that. It's so much easier to do it when you're doing it with like-minded people. So yeah, I love you guys.
Love you.
Let's make history. Let's make history, right?
Yes. Let's do it. Give us a hashtag. Everybody type in, let's make history. I can't wait to see that show up in the feed. Pete, I love you. Thank you so much.
Love you guys.
Thank you for making this happen. And I'm going to take you out so you can go and do your shizazzle. And Jen, we are going to bring the lovely Jennifer Louise, who is the successful salon mentor. Literally in the last 7 days, this Wonder Woman of Wow has closed one business and launched a brand new business. Jen, what I really wanted for our brand builders today is to see what is possible in a short period of time, right? So people join brand builders and they take a year and they do the journey and, you know, they take their time, which is all great. But the shit's just hit the fan. We've got to get shit done. And you are literally, I think you've been a member for about 10 days now, but within the first 3 or 4 days, you had totally changed your business. Can you share with brand builders what happened?
Wow, I'm going to start with a little bit before brand builders, because like Kerry, I have spent a lot of money on wrong places. So last year, I spent my life savings over £26,000 on education with the wrong people. And I'm not upset about that. However, what it has done is now that this has happened, it's meant that £26,000 is not in my bank. So it screwed me over a little bit.
Yeah.
So I joined Brand Builders and I was at the weekend with you guys in London it wasn't last weekend. It was last weekend, the weekend before.
The weekend before.
I
did another session last weekend.
Yeah, I was on that too. So I came along to that, And then on the Saturday morning, I came downstairs having received the news from the government that I must shut my business. Now, I have 6 members of staff, which in my eyes is 6 mouths to feed, 6 mortgages to pay, 6 children, sets of children to look after, plus my own, plus I feed 7 families in Africa. And I'm like, now my life savings have gone and what the bloody hell. So for me, it was like, that was my propelling moment. Like, I have to get this shit done. And so I had the call with my like main core team to discuss, you know, we've got to close. How do we do it? The salon was closed on that Saturday night whilst I was with you guys. I was very sad. But what happened throughout that Saturday was the Saturday morning, I was like, oh shit. By lunchtime, I don't even remember the fact that I've got to close the business. By Friday, by the 5 o'clock, the team are messaging me going, that was really sad. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I realised, oh shit. And then also there's like 26 salons that are in my little community that I was helping to help them make decisions, and it was just crazy. So in the last 10 days, I then decided that I got to show up more, and I'm already leading salons. I've already got some in the pods. I'm already a very quite a known person in my industry for another club. And so I've just gone, do you know what? Sod it. This is my time. This is what I've wanted to do. I've needed an excuse. I've faffed around with the people that I've spent the 26K with for 9 months and have done nothing. Like, I've had all the ideas and I've come home charged, but I've never had the actual thing to then go and do. It's been like, you need to do this and this and this, but not how you do it. And so in the last 10 days, Sammy's gone, do this, do this, do this, now do this. And I've gone, okay.
Like Kerry always says, I don't always know what the hell Sammy's talking about, but I do it anyway, and it always works.
Just do it. Like, why wouldn't you? It's working for you. That's what amazes me. Like, I can see that it's working for you. So why wouldn't I go away and do that? It's crackers. But I do believe you become an amalgamation of the 6 people that you hang around with the most. And I was hanging out with broke-ass people.
Yeah.
So I was never going to go anywhere. And so what this club has done for me is it's put me in the space where people are earning the money. But more importantly, they've got the mindset set correctly in their brains in terms that they can help me achieve and to grow as well.
Jen, I couldn't be more proud of, you know, it's like this birthing literally in front of my very eyes. No one can tell me that a business cannot be conceptualized, started, branded, launched, and making waves in like a 7-day period. Like, no one can ever make that statement ever again. You are the living proof of that. Now, you've gone on to create a community. You've created a community within 48 hours or something. You were at 300 people in your community.
3 days in, and there's 450 people. Salon owners in that. And I'm not going to stop there. I want 2,000 people in there. And then that's my feeding ground for my paid version of it, which is my 10K a month. That's what I came into this club. I've been saying it for 9 months. I want 10K a month, residual income. I've never even started to achieve it. Here it is. It is.
And it's going to be the most profitable thing that you could sell, because obviously with your salon, you've got premises, you've got to keep the lights on, you've got the staff, you've got all of that. And now you're just about to bring 10K a month in. Kerry is the living proof that can be done within a 4-month period. And that was without even really setting up a membership model, was it? You created more of a group mentoring and coaching with your business, Kerry. So, you know, where Kerry now,
I did. And you know what? I've done it without a website or anything else, because I only did the 20%.
Love that.
And it can be done. That's the thing, you know. And I was proof of that. Bearing in mind, I came from building a big branding and marketing agency where we sold branding for a living. You know, and then I come out from that and I'm like, I want to prove that you can build something without a brand, or with a brand, but not the branding I'm going to be living proof of that. And within 12 weeks, no website, no branding. I had none of that. I had 18 grand a month coming in after 12 weeks. No one can tell me it cannot be done because I fucking done it. And it's all in here. All you got to do is follow the steps to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So trust the process, and it will happen for you. Jen, you've trusted the process. You haven't even delved into most of the training and support that's in here either, because
I've
you've done
done
so many
the
shit now.
and I've
that's
done the sprints as well.
Yeah.
2 of those, and they've been phenomenal. And do you know what? They have been so life-saving, because 6 a.m. my alarm goes off every morning without fail, and it's still doing it now. But I wouldn't have had anything to have got up for, and now I have, because I get to get up and work on me, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's your next is your path to cash. You're doing everything the right way, and oh my God, I'm so excited for you. What would be your message for all of our brand builders around the world who have maybe taken a little bit longer to get around to stuff? What would your advice be for them?
Get out of your own damn way. Like, seriously, you are using excuses. And, you know, like last night, for instance, yesterday, I'm asking the kids to hoover their rooms, the Hoover busts. Now, I could have gone and fixed that and wasted 2 hours. Bollocks, I don't care, live in a mess. Then later on that night, my son's trying to cook dinner. The bloody oven decides that that's going to stop working. I could have gone into meltdown. I could have got upset. No, stuff it. We'll order takeout. I'm going up to my room and I'm going to start working again, because that's going to achieve me something. Getting upset over that is not. And that's what happens every single day. We use bullshit excuses to go, well, I'm just going to go and do this instead, because doing the stuff's actually scary. Like I shared in the group, I had this massive imposter syndrome moment.
Yeah, I was going to ask you to share about that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. There was people in my ears as well, and we will get that. You know, as we go through the ladder of learning, we will have the people that try and pull us back off that ladder and be like, what are you doing? Who do you think you are? Why are you wasting your money in this brand builders thing? What utter rubbish. I've never heard of them in my life. And what we have to do is stand firm and hold on to that ladder and kick them off, because we got to get higher up. Because the higher up we go, the better we become and the more money we make. And at the end of the day, we might not be in this for money, but we're in it for what money can buy. Whether that's the holidays with our loved ones, the plane tickets to go and see our auntie, whatever that is for you, it still has to have money behind it. So get out of your way. Get on with it.
Let's create it. Instead of thinking, oh God, how can I save it? What can I do? How can I save what I've got? Think about what you can create. You know, like Gayle is going to come on shortly. We're going to do a beautiful meditation with Gosia, and then Gayle's going to come on and talk about the treasure you have, and you know, how can you find out where the money is in your idea and what you're doing. And so we've got something exciting we're going to share with you that we've brainstormed literally today as a result of what we've been seeing. We just went, this has got to happen now. So so Gayle's going to come and share something exciting with you shortly. But before we go into the session with Gosia, Jen, I just want to really commend you for trusting to do it, because it, you know, with what you were going through, it had been so easy for you to think, oh my God, I've just lost my business. You know, we were told, you know, you have the option at that point, you can self-isolate. You still came to that Airbnb. You still sat there for the weekend with us. We just said, you know, great change happens when leaders do the things that other people won't, so that in future they can do the things that other people can't. And that, in fact, all of you on the screen right now were around that table with me on Members Day, live in person, and by hook or by crook, we fucking made it happen. And then we went live to the rest of the world and still created magic. So Jen, I really applaud you for still doing it, because you weren't a member at that time. No. And you didn't have to. You could have just said, well, you know, I've got bigger stuff to do. But
and I knew this was coming with the whole salon, so really I should have been at home with my team. So yeah, I left them. I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, and look what's happened, the change that's happened, and more More shifts to come, my darling. We are here to pack your parachute. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. And so let's come back to our amazing Gosia Gorna, who the Expansion Accelerator, author of the Expansion Game. So make sure you do go and get that if you haven't already. Gosia, thank you so much for bringing this beautiful meditation to us. We're going to do this and then we're going to come to Gayle.
Lovely. So guys, before we start the meditation, what I would like to ask you to keep in mind is that the inspired action happens when we're in the right state. That's why it's so important to keep the right state. And that's why it's important to sit in your heart as often as you can and use your intuition to see if the plan that you are brewing, if the plan you're going to implement, it's the right plan for you, for your clients, and for the whole planet, right? So more than ever before, I think we absolutely need to stay connected with our intuition. And in order to stay connected with the intuition, we need to clear the fear on a daily basis. If you have some, come to your heart. Always have a pen and a paper ready when you do this meditation. And make sure that you act upon what you're being told. It's like Jan has acted upon what the voice of the branding told her. So if we don't have access to Sammy on every single day, you first need to connect with your intuition, and then you may get a sort of message. Call Sammy, send message to so and so, do this, do that. So just wanted to underline how important it is more than ever before to use your intuition at this interesting time where we're creating the new world. Okay, so this is the meditation of creating your new world. Do that 3 times a day, and I will post the meditation on the Brands Builders Club so you can go back to it anytime you want. So let's sit comfortably. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Take another deep breath in. And I would love you to connect with your heart. And by connecting with your heart, you're opening a powerful new portal through which you can access knowledge, wisdom, love, ideas, and through which you can help other people more than ever before. So think about something that you feel grateful about. It could be even being part of this club. It could be something that has happened to you today. And when you're thinking about this grateful experience that you've had, I want you to feel it in every single cell in your body. Notice that gratitude, which you're feeling right now, it's expanding you and getting you ready for miracles. So breathe into your heart and feeling grateful. Maybe make this gratitude even stronger, even more powerful. And as you're breathing through your heart, imagine that right inside your heart is this beautiful golden light that it's becoming stronger and bigger, and it's expanding in all directions. And it's like a ball of light that it's spinning clockwise, and as it's spinning, it's removing any challenges, and it's bringing love, power, clarity, and inspiration into your life and to the lives of others. And it's shifting, healing, uplifting the planet, and it's coming out of your heart, and it's moving beyond your body, making you feel safe, peaceful, calm, on purpose. And this light is expanding beyond the room you're sitting in, beyond the house, beyond the country where you are, and it's going further and further to the edges of this whole planet. And just imagine that this light, it's spreading through the world, sense of peace, hope, serenity, love, and deep sense of clarity, what people need to do right now to make the new world for themselves, others, and for the planet, for the Mother Earth. So take another deep breath in. Breathe out. And now just think for a moment about what you would want for yourself. By the end of this few months, when this whole situation becomes better, where do you want to be? Who do you want to help? What difference do you want to make? How do you want to feel? See yourself like that. And then quietly, with deep sense of gratitude, as if it already happened, do this blessing. You can speak out loud, or you can speak in your head. From the bottom of my heart, I bless myself with clarity, with joy, with perfect immunity, with sense of knowing what I need to do and for whom and how. I bless my business with enormous success and growth. I bless all my clients with peace, serenity, clarity, and expansion. May they feel peaceful and may they live long and happy lives. And just keep on sending love to yourself, to people around you. And also say, I bless my family. I bless my friends. I bless my neighbors. I bless everybody I know with long lives, perfect health, joy, happiness, knowing what they need to do right now, being connected to the divine, and creating a huge and powerful shift on this planet. And take another deep breath in. And breathe out. And now see, where would you like this country to be a few months from now, a year from now? See your country blossoming, growing, expanding, the economy getting better than ever before. People looking at each other with joy, with hope, with love, respecting each other. And just quietly connect with this love again and make a blessing. I bless this country where I live with love, with success, with happiness, with perfect health. I bless the leaders of this country with wisdom to make outstanding decisions for us. And then take another deep breath in and see the light spreading to Mother Earth. And say, I bless this earth and everybody on it with new energy. May everybody wake up to loving this planet and everybody on it more than ever before. And I bless us with clean air, with clean food, with clean water, with clean thinking. I bless all the people who have solutions for the climate change, with great ideas and new revelations, so we can all create a better world and see the better world already created, and see everybody on the planet feeling better than they felt before all those things that have happened in the last few weeks, and see the love expanding beyond the planet to the rest of the universe, and see that we are creating the new world right now, and the world is created already. So expand your energy so you can match this new world. And as you're expanding your energy with all the love, connect with your soul and ask your soul, dear soul, show me, what do I need to know right now to make a bigger difference and make more money? Show me, what do I need to know? What do I need to remember on a daily basis that will make me more impactful? And then ask, how do I need to be? What energy do I need to hold on a daily basis to be successful, impactful? And then ask, dear soul, show me, what do I need to do specifically? And you can see it on a screen. What are you doing in a few weeks, few months' time that it's making a huge difference in your life and in the life of others? So this is the screen that shows you your success, therefore other people's success. What are you doing there? And keep that in your mind so you can write it down when we finish. And take another deep breath in. Slowly come back to your heart, very slowly. Become aware of your body. And just before you open your eyes, send a gentle blessing to all the members of this amazing club, Brand Builders Club, and to Sami. And just make a clear, gentle, and powerful blessing. I bless every person who is part of this club with immense love, success, peace, clarity. May everybody who is part of this club be confident, centered, and hugely successful. It's done, it's done, it's done. Okay, so take a deep breath in, stretch, open your eyes. Thank you. How is everybody feeling?
Wow, thank you, Gosia. Thank you so, so much. Oh, I feel amazing after that. How many of you feel like you are just expanded? How do you feel after going through that process? That's pretty special. Thank you so much. I mean, wow. We literally pulled this out of the bag from this morning, well, from about 11 o'clock this morning. So thank you, Gosia. You are so special. You're such a guiding light for us all. I very much hope that people buy the expansion. That was fabulous. Thank you. Well, that takes us on to our the final stretch, the amazing, the one and only. And I think, thank goodness, there's only one of this lady, because I'm not sure the universe could deal with it if we had more disruptors of this level, this global level. Let's welcome to our virtual stage Miss Gayle Edwards. Gayle, hello.
Hello. Oh,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Great stuff. First and foremost,
can you hear me? Bit of a delay going on.
Thank you so much, Gosia, for that expansion. Oh my goodness. And it's perfect for what I want to speak about, because we find ourselves in the most extraordinary...
Yeah, we've got you loud and clear.
Okay, lovely, great. We find ourselves in the most extraordinary of times. So do you know what that calls for? It calls for extraordinary measures, just like Pete said when he was on, because I felt that excitement for months. Me and my light worker friends and those that work in this kind of intuitive spiritual space, we've been saying for months, something is happening. It feels, see, Gosia's nodding, because we've been talking about this since October, haven't we, Gosia? We were at an event together in October, and we were saying something big is going to happen. Of course, we had no idea it was going to be this. But honestly, like Pete, I have never been so busy. Never. I have been running my business for 21 years. 21, this is my 21st year, and I've never been so busy. The world is waiting for us, people like us, to come and help them, provide them with the solution, give them what they need. So I'm here to help you guys get clear on your messaging, get really congruent with your products, get in total alignment with your pricing, because I know that's something that no matter how good you are, I suffer from it as well, that sometimes we're like, we forget that our customers are not us. Do not for one moment think that whether you can or you can't afford it has got absolutely nothing to do with your customer. It's their money, it's not yours. And sometimes we base our pricing based on our own ability to pay. And I always wonder, why do we do that? So that's something that we're going to be sorting out and sussing out. Sami and I, like Sami says, this has been so spontaneous, but this is how we've got to be. We've got to learn to pivot, and we've got to be flexible, and we've got to learn to be quick. We say it all the time in Brand Builders: momentum and speed. Money loves them. Okay, money loves them. Momentum and speed. So we've literally this morning got together and said, right, what can we do? to really help our fellow brand builders get out there, claim their space, put their stake in the ground, and not only show up and serve their clients, but get paid their value for it as well. So, drum roll. So what we're going to be doing, those of you that have been in brand builders for a while will know of this particular challenge, but we're running it again. We're running it with a bit of a difference, and it's the show me the money. Right? We are doing show me the money, and we are doing it. When are we doing it, Sam? 13th of April.
We're bringing show me the money back. So we are starting it. This 7-day show me the money challenge, which is starting on Monday the 13th. Yeah, Monday the 13th of April.
Exactly. And in that challenge, what we want to do, we want to show you where your value is. We're going to actually take you and say, right, this is your business. This is what you've got. And if you haven't already by then gone through the sprint that we've been doing this week on personal branding, do that sprint so that when you show up on the 13th, you are ready, because we haven't got time to go back over that. Okay, we're creating some traction here. So if you haven't already gone through that sprint, do that and then show up on Monday the 13th so that we can show you where the money is, show you where the value lies in your business. Okay, and we're going to be doing that for 7 days. You know, Jen has proven what can happen in 7 days. Can you imagine what's going to happen in those 7 days when you've got Sammy and I working with you on that? Can you imagine? Get ready, Jen, because something tells me you're about to have a portfolio of businesses. Right? Okay, because this is our time. You know, I think, who was it? It was it was Richard yesterday on Richard Foster Fletcher did.
The key thing with this as well, Gayle.
Sorry?
It is.
I can't hear you. Anyhow, right. So Richard Foster Fletcher, he did an interview with Sammy yesterday, and he spoke about you know, we're not here to exploit Corona.
It's all right. There's a delay.
Right. Okay. Right. And we're not here to exploit Corona. Yesterday, it was my father-in-law's funeral who died from Corona. So trust me, I'm in no position. I don't want to be exploiting this, but what I do want is for us to provide solution to those who are suffering, because there are some people who really need our help so that they can provide for their families. And if without us, they can't do that. They cannot do that. Everybody needs what each one of you, each one of you have got. They need it, because that's what's going to soothe their worries and their woes. As Gosia said, you know, fear is trying to take a hold, and we can't let it. We just can't. So show me the money, 7-day challenge, starting on Monday the 13th. Is it 13th of April? Monday 13th of April. It's Easter Monday. Look, we're not going anywhere. When Sammy and I were looking at the date this morning, I was like, oh, but that's Easter Monday. And I thought, so what? You know, for the first time, so what? You know, every day is Easter Monday. So let's show up. Let's show up in our full, authentic selves, standing up in our own hallelujah. Let's look for the value. Let's create some product. Let's get it priced authentically and get it out there. Okay? So I'm looking forward to doing that. Very much looking forward to working. Right. Have I made it in time? Great stuff. So I know we've got a bit of a delay. Can you hear me okay, Sammy?
Boom.
Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So, what one final thing?
Okay, yes. I think I'm just going to pop. We'll just keep going because we seem to have a bit of a delay going. But the key thing with Show Me the Money, for those of you that went through Show Me the Money last year, this is a very different Show Me the Money. This is a very different Show Me the Money. So go through it again. It is going to run in the How to Build a Brand group. So it's not going to run in the Brand Builders Club group because we've already got a sprint that we're doing in the next week. Yeah. Yeah, we've already got a sprint that we're doing. Can you hear me okay? I don't know where the delay's coming from. I don't know if it's me or... I don't know what's happening. Oh, it's Lubna's birthday. Can you hear me at all? Can you hear me? I'm not sure you can even hear me.
Yes.
We can hear you, Sammy.
Oh, you can? Okay, right. So this whole, I don't know why we're on a go slow. But yeah, so we're gonna do a very show me the money. So as I say, it's gonna be in the How to Build a Brand Facebook group. So we're gonna take it over there. And the reason why we want to do it in the How to Build a Brand Facebook group is because I want all of you brand builders club members, fabulous. I want all of you brand builders club members to really shine your spot. The globe is over 5,600 business owners and entrepreneurs in the How to Build a Brand group. So, you know, every 3 months we do something in there and then we come back. So we do the what you need to do. We're going to do in there. We're doing the how you do it in the Brand Builders Club, but it's going to give you a global platform for you to be able to go through that challenge and share with that entire group what your products are and what you're creating that process. So we'll keep shaping in there. We'll let you know. Do look out for because we will be sharing them out, and you know, let's support as many people as possible to go through that process. Guys and girls, thank you. I'm available to go through this for yourself and for each other. And thank you to our amazing light workers and on with Dime this morning. As it turned on a 6 months where we just said, right, we've got to make something happen. And together we've made it happen. What is really interesting, what I'm finding really super interesting, is how much the speaking industry and the experts industry was very, very male before. And if you look at the whole panel of today, we have one man has been on the panels today. You know, a whole audience of women. In fact, just wave at the camera, girls, because we now Pete's not here, bless him, but wave at the camera and I'll do a little screenshot of leading the way. And I very much hope that I build as a being, you know, time now, we'll get in it. So hello at the camera. There we go. So have an amazing weekend. You know, let's go into the weekend on a massive high, and just share in the comments, what is it that you need the most help with? We've got some hands waving. I'm waving. Oh, let's get another one. Gosia just had her hands over her face then. So yeah, this is your time to shine. There's no better time than now. Let's make it happen. Post in the comments what help, if you could receive help, what it is, whatever it is, please put it in the comments now. so that we can all and step in and really, you know, put in for each other. We're here to help. We're here to support. And please, 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 just at the very beginning, if you joined us later on, amen, because literally you could do your private email issue in. So stand up, stand strong, stand in your power, be that brand you want to see in the world. And I'll look forward to being your mentor as we go through this journey together. Mwah! Sending big love. I'll see you in the club. It's them having internet connection. It won't even end. I'm just going to tap dance. I'll be a laptop tap dancer.
We'll have to join you for that, Sammy.
It's the live just keeps on giving.
Oh dear, we're done now.
Sammy's gone, but we're still here.
Yeah, the Sammy's gone and we're still here. Someone sent a brilliant message, said the world is closed for renovation. Grand reopening soon.
Love that.
But if Sammy's gone, how come is the life still going on? This is a secret.
Okay, well, I'm at the studio then.
Yeah,
I think we're going to leave the studio.
All right,
Another meditation. Close your eyes.
Amanda. Right, how do we get out of this?
I don't think we'll ever get out of this, my darling.
Oh, bye-bye, guys.
See you later. Good night, Michelle.